Alrighty, what's up YouTube? JD here. This is my first video making ever in my entire life, like for YouTube and for other people to watch around the world. This video is gonna be mostly about like my dreads, and that's gonna be the content that I upload on my channel from now on. I'm just gonna keep like more of a dread journey going on with YouTube now. That I've just been watching more and more YouTubers and more beginners on their dreadlocks, and mostly their freeform dreadlocks, and I see the views that they're getting, and the community that we have here on YouTube with freeforms is really tight, and I like what's going on, and I kind of want to be more involved and more a part of it, and kind of where my channel can kind of be where more of anyone that's looking for freeforms, but my basis is going to be more for Caucasian people that want to do freeform dreadlocks, because I don't really see a lot of people on YouTube really supporting, Caucasian people really supporting the freeforms in the early short stages, like where my hair's at. Most of them start with like 12 inches or 15 inches of hair, and I started with mine very short. Yet I didn't start my dreads with a freeform method. I started with having them sectioned by a stylist, and then crocheted, and then interlocked so that they wouldn't, quote, they wouldn't come undone, which is ridiculous. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was more into thinking you make dreadlocks instead of growing dreadlocks, and so that's kind of what I've switched over to. As after I paid about $300 for her to section and crochet and interlock my hair. She was an excellent stylist. Like, I highly recommend her to go to, like, she does a lot of famous people is her thing. She does a lot of celebrities, like football players. A lot of Cardinals here in Arizona. She does a lot of the Cardinals dreadlocks, and she's a really cool stylist. But the method that we discussed and chose for my dreadlocks wasn't right for me, because the interlocked was too tight, and then when my hair started to grow naturally and dread up naturally, the knots were not the same. And the interlocked would just trap moisture in it, to be honest with you, and I grew mold into my dreads. I'm at 1 year and 7 months now, and so yeah, I had mold because of the interlock not drying correctly. And I would dry my dreads with the blow dryer, bone dry, you know, just dry as dry can get, and they still developed mold, and the only thing that I could come up with was the interlock. So I took all of my dreads have had this, but the best ones to show you is what my front two here, because they are my thinnest dreads. I had to untake the interlock, so like how it goes into two, it was one, and right here they were all of my dreads had this hair kind of pulled through, which was at the root when I started, but it had mold in it. So I dug into my dread there, found that there was a lot of mold in there, pulled all of that hair out, undid all of the interlocks all over my head, and pulled a bunch of hair out, just mad hair, about 3 weeks ago. And it was really devastating, because I thought I was gonna have to cut my dreads off, and you don't. You can do soaks once a week with Listerine, and then you can do a follow-up soak with like apple cider vinegar and baking soda, which I highly recommend to wash your dreadlocks once a month, once every 2 months, even a few times a week if you want, because it helps with the locking process and the maturing of your hair. What else? So like, I guess I'll just like kind of shut up now and let you guys kind of see my dreads. just kind of give you guys an idea of like the length and how much hair I actually have. It's not very much, and I started when I went to have the stylist do my hair. I started actually with less than 4 inches of hair, which is terrible, terrible, terrible. Don't recommend it. In fact, she actually told me not to do this. She told me to grow my hair out, but I was too persistent on having dreadlocks now instead of growing dreads, and I did not have the patience to do it. It was kind of one of those things that, like, I either do this now or I never do it in my entire life, because that's just kind of like how I am and the decisions I make. So she told me over and over again that I should not do this. Don't pay me. Don't give me your money. Don't give me your money. But I gave her my money. I paid her to do it, and then I had to deal with the consequences. But I can honestly say, after the Listerine wash and after a baking soda and apple cider vinegar wash a few times, I can actually feel and smell the mold coming out of the dread, and how more blonde my dreads are becoming. Like, the mold was making my dreads look very dark, and I was just thinking it because it was winter, you know, the cold was making my hair so dark. But no, it was the mold, unfortunately. But good news is you don't have to cut your dreads for the mold or the dread rot. You can just wash it with the Listerine, and there's other methods, but I thought the Listerine would probably be the most promising. It just sounded like it made sense, so I went with that, and I can actually like see that the dread, like the mold, is coming out of my dreads. And it's just amazing that happened, because I was really going to be devastated to cut my dreads off and then start over. But I've also been thinking about cutting them anyways, because I didn't start them in a freeform method, even though all I do now is I just wash my hair. After she crocheted it, I have done nothing besides just wash my hair. So it's possible for anybody, all textures of hair. I'll probably be uploading content maybe once a month or maybe once a week, depending on how I feel, honestly, and kind of how far the community supports my channel. Yeah, I'll just be mostly my dread reviews, or maybe like some hiking videos of Arizona 480, you know, get some of the mountains in there, and a couple strain reviews, kind of show you what the Sonoran Desert got to offer for herb. And, you know, we'll just kind of see where the channel takes from there, guys. I'm going to sign off from there, man, and it's almost 4:20, so peace out. Stay nappy, stay happy.